Hi guys, good to see you. It's about 1 o'clock Eastern time, lunchtime Friday, right? And you have probably seen by now that they caught a man in Florida with a van full of stickers who committed this crime, okay? Now I did the reading yesterday just without cards, and it's not, I don't think it's the same, okay, that I saw. And, but then, last night, guys, I started, I think it was, what was this? It was, because of the reading I did yesterday and what came up in it, I think I did some searches and started researching these white extremist groups, and somehow found these documentaries on Netflix. One was called, I forgot exactly the title, but it was this woman who is from the UK, and she went to meet, her family is originally from Pakistan, and so she's Muslim. So she went to all of these events, she met a lot of prominent white supremacists. So then it was basically interviews with them, okay? And the other one I started watching, I haven't finished, it's about the KKK. And what I thought was remarkable is that both of these talk about the what they call quote unquote race wars, or there's like this preparation for civil war fighting or whatever. So I am just thinking, guys, that there is the rhetoric of Trump, but this is very obvious, okay? You don't need to be like, you just watch how he speaks and how I feel like they're giving the okay for those people to act. They're saying, like, you saw in the, oh, go ahead to shoot them. I will fund you. I will, whatever, pay for the legal bills or something. So some people, they're crazy. They believe this. This is the time. It's like, oh, this is the time to do something. Have the support of Trump. So I feel, guys, in the past, people would say, and that's why whenever people would post, oh, is there going to be a civil war? I would always basically, like on YouTube especially, delete it and ask, because that was these are talking points of the far right. This idea of the civil war, wanting to make people scared, being like obsessed with fear and all those things. So, but now I feel like what I've seen may not relate to this guy, but I still feel that there's these people who are preparing or want to do these things, okay? And I think it was great, I think, in some ways that we saw on the news, because we saw that the FBI is working, everybody, there's law enforcement. You don't just, do your thing, like, I'm gonna throw bomb. Yeah, I'll throw bomb. Yeah, yeah. It's like, there's law. There's a thing as a law, okay? You can't just do whatever. So then, but I want to know, because I kind of feel like, guys, as the Republicans get more desperate, okay, and on many levels, and whether the Democrats take over or Trump leaves, or even if they don't take, whatever, I feel like we're gonna see, and we have been seeing this, it's just that the news doesn't report it that way. It doesn't say there's a crazy man, instead of saying it's a domestic terrorist. That's what we're seeing. This has been going on for a long time. So are we gonna see more? Because they feel emboldened now. They feel like, this is the time for me to stop progress. No, this is wrong, right? They want to stop this. So is this? Can we expect more of these events, or is this an isolated event? Okay, so the question is, are there more people involved in this one particular case? And regardless, are there more groups planning these sort of attacks? Okay, I think there are. And, but I feel, guys, honestly, I'm not scared, and you shouldn't be scared either, because it's the moment where we see these people get out of the, their hole, or whatever you call it, because this has been going on, and until we really address it, it's going to continue. Okay. So the other question is, will this sort of activity ever be called out for what it is? Extremism or domestic terrorism, okay? Okay, so that's it. And I just wanted to say, re-emphasize this, guys, that obviously law enforcement has done its job, right? And now the other question I have about this, and something I just want to make comments here, that some people say, oh, you're like paranoid or whatever. but I feel like whenever I see people posting stuff on, like, oh, you have to look into Cory Booker. Are you sure he's a good guy? I heard some stuff. Yeah. Huh? And then I asked the person, do you have a link? What did you hear? What is it? There's no link. Well, you have to go on Facebook. You need to go for it. So yesterday there was this person posting, what is it? Not James Clapper, the other guy. Brandon. Oh, I heard bad things about Brandon and Cory Booker. And it's interesting because, like I said, if you guys want to post, the kind of like what I'm interested in, obviously. And I said, I don't do propaganda. Like, if, when, for example, what was this? Like, they always have these bizarre, like, example, I'm trying to think here. They always have these bizarre stories, okay, conspiracy stories, and there's never really proof, or it's all very shady and it's just rumor. So if you are posting something or have a question about something that was basically comes from Fox News, don't expect me to read on it, because I will not, okay? And so I looked up what the person was saying, and immediately I got Laura Ingraham. Oh, what do you think? So I'm not going to do reading on something that was brought up by the Laura Ingraham show, and I'm not going to spread conspiracy theories, right? Because this is another moment where I was talking about this before, guys. Like, the thing with the caravan. They were trying to push people to be talk about it. And no, I'm not, this is the kind of thing. If you hear these rumors on these far-right websites, the best thing to do is to ignore it, okay? Because you're helping them by spreading the misinformation, okay? And then I deleted it. I said, I'm going to delete this because it's rumor and you're attacking, right? It's like, oh, Cory Booker, really, look, he was also targeted by bomber. Oh, right? So it's just interesting, how to see these things popping up. And I realized, like, there's people who, it's almost like there's like this sleeper people, okay? They're like in the most like urgent moments, they kind of pop up and it's like, yeah, I know Hillary. She traffics children. Yeah. Those kinds of things. So it's just something to think about, guys. It's like they're trying to steal, I guess, whether we're, they like it or not, in a way that is the kind of story where you can say, well, look, they always say, oh, both sides, Democrats bombing people. No. But this is the kind of thing, there is not both sides. It's obviously not both sides, okay? So it's the kind of thing that you have to be super careful. When you read these news, you have to make sure it comes from a trusted source. And then I wrote a private message to the person. I said, no propaganda. I don't expect you to do readings on propaganda. And John Brennan, I know the CIA is, has obviously some shady things, but this is the guy who had the guts to say what he thought. This is the guy who said, talked about the Russian interference openly when he didn't have to. Okay, so then you see that they were like, oh, don't trust him. No, don't trust him. Don't. No. He's crazy. He's a bad person. Yeah, he is. Right? How strategic is it, right? So anyway, especially before the election. So I'm not gonna. Oh, imagine like I think, is John Brennan a good person? Because Laura Ingraham said he's not the right person. It's like, Guys, this reminds me, the double chin reminds me, Sarah, I need to do a reading on Sarah Huckabee Sanders to laugh. President Trump did not say that, no. It's CNN. It really is. It's CNN. Oh, look. CNN is doing things. Yeah. Oh my god, this is weird. This is like a cartoon character. Isn't it perfect cartoon character? Sorry. Okay. Go back. Concentration. Okay. So these are the questions, guys. So, right? Because I kind of feel like, guys, in a way, to be honest, since yesterday, on the day before, I have felt this sense of ease, okay, this sense of tranquility. And I don't know that it's because, you know, maybe it's because I'm going inwards. More going inwards. Yeah. No, really, really, right? Or if it's because I have a sense that things are already unfolding. And I think it may have been as a result of that reading I did about the Mueller's already arresting people. The FBI is doing their job. They're just not talking about it. Well, FBI, what asked you? Yeah. No, they just do it. You know what I mean? So like, are you committing crime, huh? I'm gonna go get you. No, right? They just do it. So that's that, okay? So, you know, guys, let me start with cards, okay? Because since I did the whole vision yesterday, and I don't think it was the right group, I want to ask what cards to have information, okay? All right, 1 sec. Okay, guys, so let's get to the question. Is the first part of the question of the reading is there more than one person working on this particular case of the bombings? Okay, I'm gonna get a lot of cards, so I've already shuffled in. So first I'm gonna get the cards out and then okay, so the question is there more? Okay, more people. Now, first, let's see, look at the tarot here. Okay, so looking at this image, let's see, I hope the light is not too bright. Yeah, it's actually better now. Okay, so you can see the man, this is like, there's a kind of a city in the background. He's holding on to what he has. Greed or wanting to hold on to what he has. Okay, and then we have the King of Swords. This is, I think of this like this. This would be the rational person. Somebody who is the mastermind, upside down, okay. Then we have the Tower. Everything falls apart, but also this, if anything, this would be the image of an explosion, right? So, okay, so let's see. I'm just gonna, just talk about all the cards and then we'll come to the conclusion. The garden is a public space, okay, or something becoming public. Network could also be the internet, social media, meaning. This is the boss, the card of the boss. In this context, very much the boss, okay? This older man, okay, or something going on for a long time. Then we have a letter or document. Prison. If thing is here, this is prison. And then coffin or an ending or death, okay? Then we have, this is fights, useless fights or infighting, anger, like this. Intrigue. Then we have this card, which is a very interesting card. It's called Trap. So I did do almost took too many notes, but if you can see here, this is a little, it's like delusion, and it's also a card of prison. So this is interesting. Then we have messenger. Okay. We have loyalty. And we have Dona de Servicio. That means a person who is working to make it happen. Like, it's the maid card, really. It's upside down, so the shady helper. Okay, so what does this tell us? Okay. Guys, I kind of, okay, this is, it's hard, honestly, it's hard to tell. But my sense, okay, right now, just out of, you know, like I said, I could be wrong. We'll see, we'll look more into this person. So my sense here is that no, it's not just him because of this King of Swords here. When I saw the image of the guy, you know, the guy who was arrested, he does not look like this guy to me, okay? He is much more, this guy, this is a manipulator, okay? That guy does not look like a manipulator to me, okay? And this is holding on to what you have, but it's also, because this is a card that also groups of people, I have a sense that they received, if you look at this is the past, this will be the past message, okay? Fights, messenger, okay? So what I understand here is that the manipulator or the head person may have sent a message to the followers, whoever they may be, that this was the time. And this is, again, the card of the boss, okay? So it's right below this, the boss in prison or goes to prison, anger and loyalists, okay? So it could also be, guys, I don't think this is a card of Trump necessarily, but it could also relate to that. There's a sense here that there's a way in which the image is, not the image, or, you know, there's almost like an order here, okay? And then we have a tower, things falling apart, older man, probably dying, the trap, and the shady people. This would, because this is the guy, I think, this person who is the helper, you know what I mean? It looks like, I don't know if that guy made the bombs, but this is what I feel like, okay? This is falling apart and ending, trap. Yeah, so I think my sense here is that there's more than one person. It could be just this guy, or that there's more people interested in this, and that's that, okay? Okay, so yeah, but it ends, you know, and I almost wonder, guys, honestly, if this is yet, because it's usually the future. Okay, so this is see the things falling apart for older man, and then here's the coffin, the trap, and the helper. So you see what I'm saying? It's almost as if things fall apart. For these people, there's an ending and they're trapped. So it could be that they're trapped both intellectually but also in a place, and these are the followers, okay? So this may lead to more people, okay? And okay, so let's find out more. Tell me about the person who was arrested. Tell me about him, about the person who was arrested, and if he knows anything more. What's his story here? Okay, guys, so okay, so what's interesting here is that there's money involved, okay? And you have these, this is a harvest. So he wants to harvest something, begin to plant these things and harvest them, and then he can't do anything about it. Now this is another card of an offer of some sort. This is a card of the answers, an offer, an offering, And this is election. So it could be that in order to harvest what he wanted, he made this as an offering to the, about the elections. Okay. Then we have this is essentially the central card here is the Kurze Krankheit. That means that he's sick. I think it's possible, yes, that he's sick, that he's obviously mentally ill. And then we have here the theft card. Okay. So something illegal. And then we have the military person, which is law enforcement. Okay. And okay. And then we have adulator opportunist. Okay. Loyalty, and then money losses. Okay. Then we have money. This is a cash, guys. Okay. Surprise, financial surprise, and then the shady meeting. Okay. Now, what I understand here, guys, is that there is a promise of some sort of money, because we have this connected. There's a lot of big financial cards, or cards of offers, or those kinds of things, and that's that's what I see. Okay, so let's look at this here. We have a beginning of something, a plan of something. The key card here is important. It's always, whenever the key card appears, it says this is something you should, this matters. This is something dishonest, okay, theft, something shady, dishonest, okay, and then we have loyalty, people who are loyal, and money, okay, cash. So then we have harvest, offer, someone who's sick. And this is interesting card, guys, because this is the adulator, the opportunist. So it's almost as if the opportunist goes to the sick person and says, hey, if you do this, this is what I could offer you. There's money on the table, okay? And then we have here hanged man, meaning compromised in some way, elections, law enforcement, financial losses, and shady meeting. Okay, so I feel, guys, that it's possible that like I said, just as it was suggested right before, that it's possible that Trump and company, whoever these people may have been, wanted to kind of activate these people into thinking that this is the time to act. If you want to do something, there's going to be a reward. And, think of the beginning. There could be a reward if you do this. Yeah, I know you're loyal, and then there's money. Okay, and then we have here, this is the time to get the money. Okay, there's an offer. He's sick. The opportunist comes, offers the money. And then we have this sense that the military looks into financial losses in a meeting. So what I understand here is that this person may have been in financial, he is obviously crazy, okay, and he was in a difficult financial position, so he thought, oh, if I do this, then Trump is going to help me, or whoever, okay, whoever it is. I don't know that this is necessarily Trump. It's someone who's loyal to the adulator and has lost money, okay, so then it's possible that the military looks into the financial losses and who he may have met with that may have offered him or have suggested that he could make money from this. Which sounds weird, to me. I think he's just obviously a crazy person, but what I'm understanding here is that there is some sort of promise of financial reward for this. I don't know, okay? So, will he offer any interesting, useful information to the federal authorities? Okay. Okay, so guys, this is pretty interesting, okay? So, all right, so let's, here we have new beginning, chaos. This is chaos like this. And creating chaos and moving away from something he knows or he has built. Then we have here loyalist, loyal, friend, institution of some sort. Could also be prison, coffin, an ending of something. And then I feel like I just want to talk about it quickly here, that this idea that this person may have believed in the beginning, and that this chaos, this would create chaos in the government. And this would, but then, you know, I feel like something happens here towards the future where he leaves something behind and there's an ending, okay? So you have a pattern that is like about here, and then things change. And you also have, if you read it like this, it's like creating chaos for a new beginning and abandoning what was known before. Loyalist to, this is, would be some sort of institution, okay? Loyalist to the institution, find an ending, okay? Yeah, loyalist to the institution, create an ending. I think it's also, since Trump is in power, the government could be Trump, the Trump administration. Okay, then you have here, which is the center card here, is the great luck, okay? So there's a woman here, okay? Older woman. And there, now this is an interesting card because this is the young man with money on the table, okay? And then I'll talk more about it. Let me just put the other cards. This would be him, okay, the consultante. Moving, this is a lot. This is a widower, okay? I'm sorry, the widow. And then upside down, moving on from a loss, and trip, travel, something foreign. It doesn't necessarily have to be foreign, but it's something related to travel. Another card here, this is the widower, as someone pointed out, right? This is moving on from another loss. This is so speedy, it means in a way illusions or longing, upside down, so looking at the reality. And then sacerdote, this would be the law in general. Okay, so my sense here is that we look at their circumstance, new beginning for the loyalists. There's a woman here, there's the guy, and moving on from a loss. So he feels that creating a new beginning would be an opportunity for him to move on from something painful he experienced. And this is the big opportunity. Creating chaos on behalf of the administration or for Trump would be the big opportunity for him. You would allow him to move on from the loss, and it's caused by some sort of frustration that he had, okay? Now, what's interesting, I think, is this part, which is he moves on from something, creating an ending. The man who could be him, who may have been paid, or a donor of some sort, something foreign in the law, or something related to travel. So I feel like he may discuss this, some sort of payment for either something foreign, or he traveled to get this. I do think, guys, there may be some sort of finding for some reason, and I don't know why. This is because this card, guys, is the benefactor. Okay, the rich good man. This is a man with money who he's the person who's the benefactor. Okay, so there could be a foreign benefactor who offers money. Okay, or it could be somebody from out of state. It doesn't have to be foreign. Okay, I know I tend to go with that direction, but let's just put it this way. Okay, so then so yeah, it's possible that even whether he's stalking or just through the information they find, they can see that there may have been some sort of financial situation here that connects this person to others. Okay, and that he may have left. He may decide to leave. Or that the law in general. This is not, guys, this is not law enforcement. This is more like legal authority. Okay, so it, to me, it suggests that the law in general, this would probably be closest to something like the Justice Department. Okay, legal authority here, meaning in broad terms, is aware of this person who may have, you know, some sort of offered some sort of incentive. Okay, and there's this woman here who offered great luck and is connected to this guy here, the other guy. So I think there is a, I don't know, guys, that he's totally isolated. That's the thing. Okay, that's what I guess I'm saying. But, you know, even if it just means that I don't think these people necessarily participated in the act, but there may have been some sort of assistance here, I think. Okay, all right. So then next is, will there be more other extremist attacks before the election? Let's say before the election or by the election. Let's say up until and on the day of the election. Okay, so guys, here we have illusions. Okay, again, right? The King of Cups, I don't think this is Trump just because this is upright. Okay, this is an emotional. Okay, so people, this is like people who are driven by emotions and illusions. And now this is an important card, guys, because upside down, this to me means blackmail, heartbreak, but also blackmail. So there's an appeal to the emotions, and this is a deal or contract, okay? And we have the White House. The White House contracts that are secret, okay? What's also interesting here is that we have this card, the sign that means ideas, thoughts, okay? So appealing to ideas and thoughts, and this is the child, a new beginning, or this is even Trump's ideas, okay? And this is a card of like success and money, meaning success. This is a lot of money, so it will be some sort of gambling, a lot of money for the ideas. Okay, a lot of, like right now there's a lot of, almost, guys, let's call it what it is. We are at a like information warfare, okay? This is a woman upside down. So it could also, I think this could very well stand for women, okay, in general, private or in private, okay? Then we have also angry woman or angry women. And we have, again, this message, but it's upside down. So there's some sort of a shady messaging in private about illusions. And this is the Gran Señor. This would be Trump because it's the guy who says he has it all, but it's a, you know, faker. Gran Consolatone, the big prize upside down. So there is this sense, guys, that the White House, I think, is scheming. It's scheming, or has decided to, is already on purpose. This is also knowledge, okay, in some ways. So to spread these ideas, okay, this ideology and the idea of some sort of gain. And privately, the women are angry. And so Trump is pushing out this idea of some sort of a shady prize, okay? So I think, guys, what is the term? Stoking the fire, something like that, okay? So at the center card is the ideas. So, right, there's the ideas of Trump could yield a lot. And this is important, guys. This is blackmail in the sense of, like, they don't want the women to win. They don't want this to win, so we have to create this fearful atmosphere. And what I'm getting here, even without, like, looking at the cards looking at the cards and not doing a vision, is that they are aware. Oh, it's too bright. I'm just going to bring it here closer. So is that they are aware that women, this is interesting, right? That they're like, they think that women are going to be scared. And this is the idea here, is that they know that women are angry, but if we do this, they might be scared and not want to go vote, okay? So that's what it is, guys. It's creating this, like, stoking the, you know, the spirits of people to make them afraid and make them not want to vote. Also, there's some sort of talk of a reward. And I think, you know, guys, if you remember this, I'm remembering that Trump in some sort of rally, he said, oh, if you do it for me, I will pay for your legal things. You know, people believe him, so they may believe this stuff, okay? And so that's the story. It's like continuing to feed. It's all about the ideology and feeding these people, okay? And that's that, okay? So I feel like there is, you know, from the cards, there's a suggestion here that there's some sort of prize, okay, behind the scenes. Like they were offered something, like not maybe necessarily super concrete, but it's this idea, and it could almost be the religious, like here, because we have this idea of money or idea of like a big success. If we do this now, we can stop the, you know, the other people, because, right, because this is yeah, okay. So will this impact? Okay, let me just rephrase it. So in light of what is happening now, okay, in light of these news, what is going to be the result? Like in light of this, what's going to happen to the elections? Okay, in light of this stuff that's coming up, and what I sense, guys, I want to say is that there's on purpose they're trying to create chaos because they don't want. They seem to know there's something is going to happen as a result of the election. So let's look at that. So in light of this, what's going to happen to the result of the elections? Okay, just say general, just leave it open like that. So in light of this, what's going to happen to the result of the elections? Okay. Oh, look, the very good card is at least so far. Oh, interesting. Wow, guys, this is really interesting, okay? So right away, okay. right away it looks like, okay, okay, let me just see how it, you know what, let's separate this just a little bit. I just wanted to talk about the future here, which I think is very relevant, and then we'll talk about this. So this is people celebrating. Okay, so whoa, what happened finally, really? Oh yeah. This is opposition or long-term problems. This is a long way, or a long way or a long time. These two are connected, okay? This is the man of law. This could very well be Mullah, okay, or law in terms of the bigger sense of the word. And this is important, prison, okay, upside down. So it shows, this is what I think could be the outcome, okay? So there we're celebrating. What's important about tarot, I always see it as like the emotional tone of something, okay? So celebration, something that was happening for a long time, or something that has been going on for a long time, finally is addressed by the law. And prison, people are put into prison as a result. That's what it looks like to me, okay? Okay, now what it also, and I should talk about it, okay, I don't want to like paint the bed of roses, but opposition means that there could be, like I said before, you know, they could try to challenge this stuff, whatever comes out, but ultimately this stuff, that I feel like this investigation has been going on a long time, okay, and there will be arrests, okay? Now the other thing that I wanted to say here is, like I said, because the emotion is so good, it shows that I think we're going to win in the end. Okay, now let's look at this then. Then we have something, this is something regular, or like regular, irregular, okay? So too much regularity or irregular. The sun is success, but it's also looking into something. Then we have values, or love, treachery, right? Something happened in treachery. And this is the present. So when the sun is here, it's perfect, because there's like, we're looking into the treachery. And then another card that connects to that is falsche Person, the liar, the lies and deceit. These cards connect really well, the fox and the lies and deceit. The White House, okay, this is a card of the house, Casa de Tita, that would be the White House. And woman, there's a woman here. I think in general this would be the women, because women are popping up a lot here. Okay, so the picture is that there's the exposure of a lot of lies, deceit, and treachery connected to the White House, and there's women. There's the rise of women here, okay? And then we have hope, okay? Love and hope, enjoyment, beauty, and facade, okay? So what I think this means is that it's also could be that they're looking into, could be financial issues, but also that stuff like, there's the facade situation. There's also we're hopeful, we feel like we're going in the right direction, but there's also a lot of stuff going on that we don't know about, meaning there's the facade. And here we have the exposure of the treachery connected to the White House, and this is like also the facade, and also the moment. This is also sometimes ego or beauty or prominence. So the prominence of women, okay, or the facade, or this image in something connected to women, and then eventually we have the prison. Now you see what I'm saying? It's a little bit like the connection of something you shattered. I feel like in a way this is an image, right? The pretty image shattered the connection to the crimes, and also like I do think that this, let me just one more card here to see. Look, this is the conversation upside down. So the woman, the shady conversation, the conversation. So right. So I do think that it has to do with women, guys, in a way, in general, right? So it's like we have this, it's almost, I also feel like this suggests this shift between, we don't really know what's going on, you know, things, obviously things are bad right now, but it's suggesting that we're hopeful and everything, and there's an image, but here everything is exposed, right? And that if we think about it, we don't really know, I mean, we read the news, but we don't know what's going on with the investigation. And here, because the law comes, okay, the law in general, okay, and there's arrests, it shows that that finally we see something happening. You know what I mean? Because right now we are seeing the treachery in public, right? We see that women are committed and all that. And then we see that this stuff has been going on. Look, the hope of the false person has been going on for a long time. So the division, the dreams of the false person has been going on for a long time. The values of treachery find opposition, okay? And then I think this one, you know, this transforms in that way, okay? So I feel like, okay, you know, this is reminding me, guys, I always try to find some sort of image like this, right, to kind of talk about it. But I remember one time I went away for a week, and I think I had made some pasta. It was just pasta, and I threw away the pasta, and then I left on just the kitchen garbage. I forgot to take it out. And I remember I came back and I saw it, and I opened it, and it was like all this worm. You know what it calls disgusting? Like all the little worms. And it was like, oh, so gross. But that's what I think it is. It's like we start to see the rot, okay, and all of that. And so that's, I think, it's what, it's like we start to see what's beneath the surface. I mean, we kind of know what's going on from the news, but I think it begins to be exposed by the law, and the law kind of makes itself known, okay? So, okay, so that's what it looks like. I was like, I can ask more questions, but I wanted to show you, you know, this I think is, for now, it's enough. Otherwise, it's going to go on for far too long, but that's it, okay? I'm going to stop here, okay? Bye.